Nice to meet you, Dave.
Yeah, good to see you.
48 fights, and I
big,
think
big
with all,
fights as well.
and with all those fights he's learned, you know, if I get hurt, that's what I do. If I'm catching the guy, that's what I do. And he uses his reach, his height, his weight on a smaller guy, so it shows that he's smart.
Do you think for him, an early knockout is probably unlikely? You think he's going to look to try and take you deeper into deep waters and drown you like a veteran might do?
Yeah, probably try to. But you know, with every training camp, I'm always prepared to go 12 rounds.
Because you went 10 with Sherman, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you felt pretty good after those 10 rounds.
I felt fine,
yeah.
You know. Like, we put in a lot of training and hard work into the camps. And if we're prepared to go 12, we're prepared to go 1, but we just have to be careful and be wary of what he brings.
After the early blowouts, then, well, not blowout, you know, impressive performances, is that kind of what you want from a guy like me and then? Is rounds is important at this point in the development?
The rounds are important, but if the knockout comes early, it'll be good. You know, like it'll be more impressive on your record, and the crowd will love it. But you can't really sort of predict if you want to go long or short. You just have to let it flow.
He's going to be fighting on home turf, which is in Auckland, obviously, is something unique for you. How are you expecting that sort of fan base to work out?
Yeah, I mean, he's a New Zealander himself. I'm sure he has a lot of support here as well. So there's going to be a split in the crowd. There's going to be a lot cheering for me, a lot cheering for him. But it just makes it all that more interesting, I think. It makes it more like he's got extra drive and motivation to make his performance good for his crowd, and I'll do the same for my crowd.
And we saw that, I think that your last fight was the highest in terms of your pay-per-view. Fighting another Kiwi is going to get the public attention as well, isn't it? It's going to be
I think this was on paper. This is the biggest fight.
It will be a pretty easy sell.
I think it'll sell better because it's two New Zealanders and two good New Zealanders. Like, I mean, I'm still building, and he's been there at the top for a long time. So it's very interesting.
So you followed his career when you were quite young? You followed him when he was fighting?
Yeah, I followed him and watched a lot of his fights. And when I first started with Kevin, I looked at all the posters in the gym of Kali on Kevin's the cards they put together when he was in Auckland. It was showing Kali with all these different opponents in there, so I started following with them.
He looks in good shape already, to be honest.
Well, it's good that he admitted, like, I mean, Duka gave him a lot of time to prepare for this. Like, a lot of fighters or promoters give fighters less time, short notice, whereas he's got a lot of time, which means he can prepare well, physically and mentally. And when it comes to fight day, there's no excuses. We both got given a lot of time to prepare.
Where your speed sort of comes into it again, Joe, do you think?
I think speed and movement. He doesn't move as much as I do, and I think with the speed that we have, we're going to keep developing it and keep working on. I think this camp we're going to work on different combinations because it's a taller opponent and someone with a lot of reach. We have to work our way in there.
I know Kevin likes you to stay on the outside, but he's the kind of guy that could draw you into an inside fight at times. He's going to do a bit more work on your inside fighting in this camp, you think?
I mean, I've seen what he brings, and I know his weaknesses and his strengths, but I think with the planning of the fight, I just leave it up to Kevin to plan the plan that we're going to go into the fight with. All I have to do is train hard and just, when I go back to camp, listen to what he should say and sort of try to put together a plan.
That right hand you got Tupo with the other night, you said you were working on it. What was it? What's it?
Like, the main thing we were working on with Tupo was the overhand right, and we were working on, because when Kevin said to me in the beginning of the camp, when Tupo comes with a big punch, he's not expecting to be hit with something. So I think the time that he came in to try and throw big haymakers, he wasn't expecting something to come back. He was only concentrating on what he was throwing, and I think that's when that punch lands, that's what knocks you out, was the one that you don't expect. And we're working on throwing it, and I put everything, a lot of energy into that punch.
You had a chance to have a quick look at that fight yourself?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
First 20 seconds were a little wild, and then you settled down well?
Yeah, once like I said, you can see me in the fight looking at Kevin, and he was just telling me to box. And then I sort of just distance and set down on the punch, and when it landed, it was good. Found home.
The speed obviously got Bowie took Bowie by surprise, but also some in the crowd who couldn't quite understand what they were seeing. Some of them booed because they thought that Bowie went down too quickly.
Yeah.
Is that the case? Do you think that was just too quick for them to see what was happening?
I think it was, like, even I couldn't see properly what happened. But then when I saw the replays, and then like, even when I threw it, I saw it, but I didn't know exactly where it hit. And I think the crowd wanted a longer fight, but you can't help it if you land a good one and he goes down. You can't really say, hey, can you get up again so we can carry on and give the crowd a better show. So,
I think his body language was very conclusive about that matter.
Yeah, and he was gone, and it was. I just sort of like, I got surprised as well. I punched him. I knew it connected well, but I didn't know he was going to be out there like that.
Out cold on the way down.
Yeah. And then I just like looked at him and oh man. And then
How was Greece now?
It was good.
Yeah.
I was down there for a day. Flew back last night.
Not much of a long break, huh? Just a quick turnover.
Flew back last night for a few commitments, and then I fly back straight after this and proceed with my holiday.
Joe, just a quick question. Do you prefer when a fighter comes forward, like comes to fight, or do you prefer like more of a defensive sort of fighter that? I mean, don't you prefer a fighter that you don't have to chase all around the ring, sort of thing?
Depends, you know. With sparring, I found that I'm starting to adjust to all the styles, just because we're sparring different types of people that bring different styles, and I'm finding that I'm learning how to fight people that run away. I'm learning how to fight people that come close. So I don't really prefer one type. I'm starting to learn how to sort of approach each style as they come.
Do you think the fans might just sort of underestimate your opponent just because of his age? I mean, you're the young lion that's coming into the scene. Do you think?
I think people do underestimate my opponents. Like the last fight, people underestimate him as well. But they don't know that every opponent is a dangerous opponent. You know, they come prepared and ready. If they come prepared and ready, one punch can change anything. So even though he's got, he's older, a lot older than I am, and he's been in the game for a long time, people should underestimate him because he's experienced, he's motivated. He doesn't care about the belts. A win is a win for him, and he's motivated to win. So a motivated fighter is a dangerous fighter. A fighter who wants to win really badly is a dangerous fighter.
I was hoping to catch you playing the piano. I heard you play the guitar, you play the piano. Yeah, you were playing at the after party, was that right?
I was playing probably one lunchtime.
Yeah.
I was playing a song. Brian, Barry, Kevin's brother was recording and put it on his Facebook, and that's where they got it from. So, but it's just like relaxing. You play a song to relax and chill.
Yeah.
And I can play a song for you later with the piano on the other side.
Can I catch that? I would be honored to record that.
Yeah, straight after this.
Sweet as. Yeah, I'll be honored. So, are you classically? I mean, are you trained, or do you just sort of play it by, by ear? Or
I learned a few songs myself. I play guitar. I love.
I saw a video on your.
My sister plays the piano, and we sort of swap taught each other. So I can read notes now. Like I can read notes, but I'm not as fast as playing it. She taught me a few songs, and she taught me how to read notes, so I can sort of play by ear and by learning.
Awesome. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you play the piano. I'm just going to record the whole thing. Yeah. Thanks, man.